With a yo-ho-ho, it's Taylor the Toaster. Welcome back to Let's Play Inazuma 11-3 Team Ogre Attacks. This time we're getting into the actual Team Ogre Attacks exclusive post-game story, starting with talking to this little kid in Central Park of Liocott.
Here, look at my new toy. Cool, isn't it? I bet you want one too. I picked it up on the path over there.
It is nice. I'm just not sure what it is. It's got a very strange design.
It's some kind of telephone. Look, it's got buttons and a mic. Hello? Hello, can you hear me?
Ah, Canon, is that you? This is Killard.
Ah, someone spoke to me.
And then he just runs off, drops the phone, doesn't even flog it at CEX or cash converters. Hello, who's there?
I say, that voice, could it be? Are you Mark Evans by any chance? It's an honor to speak to such a bona fide legend. You are the man who changed the course of football history. Wait, what am I thinking? This isn't the time for this. Please forget I said anything. Now, is young Canon there? I haven't heard from him for quite some time and I'm beginning to get a little concerned.
Uh-oh, you don't think those horrible ogres did something to him, do you?
Mark, I would like you to come here and help me look for Canon. Just casually pop over to the future. You know, this device you're holding has a time slip function on it in a large button. Just pop over to 80 years from now, eh?
Canon said something about coming from 80 years in the future. Is this man really expecting you to go there right now?
This must be the button he's talking about.
Wait a minute, Mark.
And with that, yep, time travel's really come a long way. We just arrive in the future with its wonderful exclusive music track. But here we are in the future. Only available in Team Ogre Attacks, of course.
Look at all these strange buildings. And look at everyone's clothes. They look really weird.
Just keep it down, silly. Someone might hear you.
My fear is that this communication device enabled us to jump between the present and the future.
So this is 80 years in the future. Gosh, I can't believe it.
Well, let's focus on finding Canon. Let's ask people if they've seen him. And that we will do. If you want to go straight into walkthrough mode, you've got to go to the top screen. Well, the top, not as the top screen as in the 3D one, which would be 3D. It'd push the map slightly into the background, but I want to take my time with it because Gmart's been operating for 80 years, which means it's only been operating for 1 year at the time of the present day in Inazuma 11-3. Strange, but yeah, I'm still going to go in the right direction every time, but football, battles, there's none of that here. The authorities won't allow it. So, very interesting. Are Team Ogre actually getting their way? You do indeed want to head to the north, though, because, man, I mean, who wouldn't want to look around the future if you're there? That girl we spoke to had another whinge about football, saying it makes you weak and floppy, and all these robots are having a go at football as well. They don't really... I don't think they deserve it, but we gotta roll with it. There's still treasure chests in spite of there being no random encounters, and it's another one of those dud ones, just like the one on Mount Magnitude. 10 prestige points. Anyway, Canon Evans, he's really good at football and this is his house. This must be Canon's house. Let's see if he's in. Hello? Canon? Anyone home?
It doesn't look like he's in. The door's locked too. I wonder where he's gone.
Well, hanging about here won't do us much good. Let's go and see if we can find this Professor Killard character.
You're right, Nelly. Let's look for Professor Killard.
Indeed we will. So that was it. You're meant to go up to Canon's house, but he's not in. And that's the end of that. Then you go somewhere else. So Professor Killard is on a different area of the map. So we're going to head that way now. I'm sure that, yeah, there's an item around there. It's only a special bar, but Tale of the Toaster leaves no stone unturned except for the several tens of treasure chests I've probably missed throughout the game. I wouldn't put it past me. More mentions of the army telling you not to play football. I mean, it's obvious who's doing that. We did already play against Team Ogre earlier in the game, but now we actually get to see them in sort of a position of power, doing well, as it were. So we're going to find Professor Killard. He's the professor that looks strikingly like Ray Dark, possibly intentional as well, given the way Coach Hillman is just blatantly part of the story in the future, which I don't agree with, but at least Professor Killard is a character in his own right. If you came here before going to Canon's house, then Professor Killard wouldn't be in. This robot would just be taking his place instead. But Professor Killard is here, so we're going to have a word with him.
Where can that boy have got to? I just pray that dreadful ogre unit haven't caught him. Ugh, I cannot even bear this derpy music they're using as my theme music. And terrible visions. Are you Professor Killard? I say, could you really be Mark Evans again? It's only been about 4 minutes. Goodness, you do indeed bear a striking resemblance to young Canon. Please allow me to shake you by the hand. Okay, nice to meet you too.
We came here to ask you if you knew where Canon was.
I'm afraid not. I've racked my brains and searched all the places he might be, but I've had no luck. Oh, let's see if that's him right now. Hello?
Professor Killard, this is Bash Lancer. I'm sorry I weren't the person you were expecting.
The Bash?
Well, Mark Evans, so you've finally made it here to our time. Well, your timing is perfect. Canon Evans has been detained on charges of carrying out anti-military activities. We intend to make an example of him and show our citizens that resistance is futile. But listen to me, Evans. If you wish to see the prisoner for yourself, come to Ogre Stadium. We shall defeat you utterly and force you to renounce the wretched game of football. We shall succeed in our mission, I assure you, just like we did the last time when we got beat 3-0.
Great Granddad, don't worry about me. Save yourself.
Save yourself, Mark, you know, just in case Team Ogre actually does, kill him. I'm sorry if I should be taking them more seriously as a threat.
I've heard of the rumours about Ogre Stadium, but all I'm certain of is that it's a very dangerous place indeed. I believe that it is located deep underground, and that only high-ranking military officials are permitted to access it.
How are we meant to get to an underground stadium?
You know, the military that renounces football just has a football stadium.
Now let me think. I remember Canon saying something about having a key that let him access tunnels under the city. Because, you know, this random 10-year-old boy living in the city just has access to the underground military facilities. I would imagine the key is in his house. Here, take this, because I also have the key to his house, and therefore also indirectly have access to the military facilities who are trying to oppose me. You'll find Canon's house in the north of this city's residential area. I wish you luck.
This is the actual Team Ogre Attacks exclusive story, and I'm taking the mickey this much. I'm sorry, right? But, you know, if we're gonna just warp into the future by pressing a button on a mobile phone, then you can't expect it to be the most serious. Again, with magnitude, we've got one treasure chest that had 10 prestige points and then one that has over 4,000. I don't understand the balance, but as long as we get our money in the end, So we're going to head back to Canon Evans' house and see what homes look like in the future. I have already applied for a master's degree in advanced home futures. That's not a joke. That is literally what I'm going to study. So this means a lot to me. I am looking at an advanced home in the future, and that is Canon Evans' dog. None of the treasure chests actually have anything important in it, probably because they're trying not to make Team Ogre Attacks have any really good items that you couldn't get in Lightning Bolt and Bomb Blast. So they're just giving you money, but nonetheless we get the tunnel key. This must be the key to the area under the city. We should be able to use this to get to Ogre Stadium. And yeah, I'm afraid it's a very small but still nonetheless counts kind of mini dungeon. It's not got any random encounters, so it's only going to take a couple of minutes. But if you go down here into this gaping hole in the floor, there's nothing to your left. Just head this way and we are in the underground tunnel. You need a key to be here, to go through that door. Just quick check over this way. He's still trying to be like, oh, let's get rid of football. Yeah, I can really get behind it. Anyway, we unlock this door and we'll just casually pop on through it. So the evil music is going to return. And Bash Lancer and his men are fighting for a noble cause. Yeah, destroying football. Over here are two incredible special move chests going directly against what I was saying in Canon Evans' house. We got Omega the Hand and Almighty Canon. Omega the Hand is the reason that God Catch on Mark Evans' moveset is 57 power rather than being 60, because Omega Hand is his true strongest move. It is designed for Mark Evans because he does use it in Inazuma 11 the movie, so I'm immediately giving that to him. Almighty Canon is the signature move used by Canon Evans in the movie, so I don't want to give that to anyone in particular here, but we're going to try and rescue the guy. So if you were to go to this way, then the hatch is sealed, looking kind of like Wheatley from Portal 2. So if you go up here instead, really not much of a maze. We're getting the derpy music for the 4th time this episode. In fact, I can tell you what this music is officially called. It's called either Her Highness or Her Majesty, one of the two. So now you know. Anyway, we've got the resident Brainbox Willy getting his first moment of the whole LP, trying to hack a computer for the first time in literally since Inazuma 11-1. And Mark Evans is just going to brute force it as well. Smash open the computer. It has to be said, find the computer room. I got it in there nice and early, so it doesn't need to be said anymore. And the brute force approach actually worked, and suddenly that opened up the Wheatley door, and now we can carry on through it. And that's genuinely the end of the dungeon. Being careful not to move on to the next map screen. I don't think there's any important items on here, but I want to make sure, because if there are any, they're going to be good, right? No, it's just, that's it. We're here in Ogre Stadium now. And again, I'm going to scout around the outside because there's 2 items which are very, very worth picking up. One is over here, the strongest bracelet, which would presumably be quite powerful if I actually bothered to equip those things to any of my players. The other is quite hidden. It's underneath this statue's head.
Look! Under the statue's head!
I can't change the camera. That's interesting. I can normally change it. Is it under the other statue? No, it's right here. Strange, I've never known an area lock off the camera controls before. I can change it anywhere else except for here. Fair enough. Anyway, here is Sergeant Bash himself.
Ah, Mark Evans, we have been expecting you.
Bash! Give Canon back now!
I wouldn't worry about him if I were you! You have enough to worry about!
Where did they come from?
Army surround stadium now. You cannot escape.
This pit will be your graveyard.
What should we do?
Great Granddad!
Canon, you're safe! Huh? He escaped? How?
Just like Zavok in Sonic Forces, Sonic's been trapped and tortured for 6 months, and then big evil guy's like,
I want to fight you. I'm going to release you for that purpose.
I'm sorry for all the hassle, Great Granddad. Professor Killard contacted our allies here in this time and they rescued me. They're battling with the army outside the stadium as we speak. Everyone loves football. That's why they came. They wanted to help you, Great Granddad.
Mark, are you crying?
I can't help it, Nelly. All these people coming to help us just because they love football. It's amazing. It's all because of you, Great Granddad. Everything you achieved in the past showed us how great football can be. The things you did left a legacy for us. You gave us so many great things here in our time.
Great things? Wow!
That's right, and that's why everyone has come together to defeat these ogres.
whatever ragtag band of mercenaries you've rustled up, they will be no match for us. Our victory is assured. We underwent an intensive training regime and our abilities are even more formidable than before. Prepare to face Ogre Redux.
Ogre Redux? A new team that's even more powerful than before?
Ogre Redux. It is time for Phase 3 of the operation to commence. And indeed, in the next episode of Inazuma 11-3 Team Ogre Attacks, one of the last episodes in the series, we will take on Sergeant Bash and play Ogre Redux. See you then.